Pero. 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 Pero.
day. Yeah, it's your day today. What is Squishy doing? What is Squishy doing over there? What the heck is Squishy doing? Yeah, what is Squishy doing? What is Squishy doing, Sky? Mommy already cooked tonight. Did you like your food? Hey, stop breaking Mommy camera. You ready to go tonight? Cook. Yeah, Mommy already cooked tonight. Did you like it? Did you like your food? Did you like your food? Hi, Sky. Cook. Yeah, Mommy already cooked tonight. Give him sugar. Thank you. Kiss your belly. Yay! Good job. You like that? Yeah, he likes that. You like your monkey?
only purchased 2 to 3 days ago, and he was kept in his cage to adjust to the environment and never taken out until today. As you can see, this is a wild cockatiel. As soon as I approach it, it gets extremely scared. This first is a sign of anger and fear. It's really scared. It's not letting me put it on its hand. Let us now do the taming and training procedure using bird tameness techniques. Step 1. To tame and train a cockatiel, bird or parrot, or any type of bird species, begin by purchasing a stand. A portable stand like this is preferable. You can take your portable stand anywhere at any time. Okay, so I'll begin now by making him step up on my hand to place him on the stand. It's gonna be a tough job, but we will succeed. Start by approaching your bird very slowly. Your bird may be scared at first. Gently to make it step up. Step up. Some might fall off your hand. However, and then you can begin with the step up technique. Let's begin with the technique. As I said, press gently. He's hesitating. He stepped up, and I'll take him directly back to his comfortable place. Let's increase the timing. Step up. Good job. I'll keep him on my hand. He's fluffed up, means he's comfortable. And I'll take him back to his to actually step up. Start. Good job. I'm training now. To stay wild. We'll continue taming and training this parrot. As you see, we taught it the step-up technique in a matter of minutes only, and we'll continue with teaching it more until it becomes a tamed, feathered friend. Now continue with this step-up technique. Step up. Keep on saying step up continuously so he gets used to stepping up on your hand. Birds generally do not know what's our hands, and they tend to test it by pecking on your hand or sometimes biting. Step up. Step up. Step up. Come on, step up. Good job. Step up. Next step. Getting your bird or parrot used to your shoulder. I'm doing this the same day I started taming and training this untrained, untamed for a customer of bird. Well, now begin with getting your parrot used to your shoulder. Begin with the step up technique I did earlier. Step up. To go on my shoulder. Come on. Leave your bird on your shoulder for a while to get used to actually sitting there and getting used to you. And then, taking your bird off your shoulder is the trick. Begin again by doing the step up technique, but make sure that you don't scare your bird or parrot to go to a further position on your shoulder. Good job. And place them back to the place. That makes them sure that you are absolutely harmless, and they will get used to sitting on your shoulder for long periods of time. Continue this on a daily basis, and you'll definitely succeed. Welcome back to Bird Tameness. Hey there everyone, welcome back to Bird Tameness. I'm Harry, the personal tamer and trainer of Bird Tameness, and today I'll be speaking about something really important, which is the essence of all taming, training, and bonding procedures, and it is understanding birds' behaviors. Well, this comprises into 6 different strategies that I'll be explaining, and throughout this video, doesn't like what's happening. And so therefore, you would like to avoid that directly if you're willing to bond. Watch how her feathers are open, which means that they're really scared. For larger parent species, a large sign that they're really angry is that when they open their wings and slide their head low below. That means that they are attacking their predators. That's what they do in the wild. And that's a not good sign that you're bonding with them. Second thing, gentleness. Be very gentle with your birds. Lots of bird owners are gentle, calm, and tribal. Let me show you. You saw earlier how her feathers are opening. Watch now how if we speak to her in a gentle manner, the crest will go down and her feathers will no longer open. Hello. It's alright. Hello. Watch how her tail feathers are no longer opened. She's very calm. Her crest is going down gradually, and her tail feathers are no longer opened. That means that we're progressing very, very well. Good girl. The third thing that I like to speak about is biting problems. Let's finally focus on annoying biting problems. Well, if your bird in any case attempts to bite your finger, Cody, can you set an example? Then directly twist your finger, which will teach your bird to stop biting. Fly back, Cody, to your perch. Fly back. Come on. Step up. Concentrate, Cody. Fly back. Good boy. If your bird at any case attempts to bite your finger, then gradually twist your finger before it tries to bite it. That will teach your bird to stop biting. Because by twisting your finger, you're losing your bird's balance. Losing balance is a negative reinforcement for birds, and that's the worst thing they would ever like to do. If they ever lose balance, it means that they're really, really scared, and therefore they would stop this biting procedures. And by that, you will stop your bird from biting. Now, the fourth thing I'd like to speak about is enthusiasm. Be very enthusiastic with your bird. That is, make your bird very happy. And here I'm going to show you with Cody. Cody, stop playing around. I'm going to show you. Cody's now calm. Watch how he's going to become very, very happy when I become enthusiastic with him, show him attention, and give him his best choice. Hello, Cody. How are you? You want a toy? Give me a kiss first. Good boy. Come on, start singing. Don't be shy on camera. Come on. Don't be shy. Good boy. Come on, continue. Hello. Will you sing Jingle Bells? Hello? 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 Come on. Good boy. That shows his crest is not really down. His feathers are not really open. He's very, very excited right now. Good boy. Wait for you to sing along. The next thing that I'd like to speak about is basically pettiness. And for this, I'm going to show you a larger bird species. So let's meet a larger species here, cousin Candy. Her name is Cotton Candy. She's a female now. Well, if you were birds basically love a lot of attention, especially larger bird species such as African rays, cuscos, feminids, galahs, and other types of cockatoos. Macaws also love attention, some rednecks love a lot of attention, and so they would do anything to get the attention. Watch how much I'm gonna pet her, and she's gonna love it. Hello? Say hello. Hello? Good girl. Pet your bird as much as your bird wants to get petted. That will develop bonding gradually. Just sit there, pet your bird, and pet it and pet it. However, do not pet it if it does or displays any behavioral qualities that you do not like. Pet it when it does something that you do like, such as kissing you, such as talking to you, such as doing anything that it loves, then pet it gradually like this. This cow was actually purchased just 3 days ago, and that is about the gradual progress that she's making along with me here. Hello? Say hello. Hello. Good girl. The next thing I'd like to show you is love. Always display to your bird a lot of love. Show her that you love her. Talk to her with enthusiasm. Hello. Hello. Welcome back to Birthiness. Here I have today, after receiving from a customer an untrained, cockatiel that cannot be petted and doesn't know tricks. So I think this is a perfect example to show for you on taming and training birds. Here we go. Meet Buddy here. He's an untamed, untrained, cinnamon, male cockatiel that's about a year or a bit less than a year. And as you can see, he cannot get petted. Looking at me. He cannot step up. He's really scared. He cannot be touched on the head. He cannot be hand fed. So, if he doesn't get petted, then you are doomed to you. Now, we will start with the bird taming procedure. Let him improve from the first day. Birthiness is dedicated to help your bird identify the easiest, fastest, and most comfortable way for your bird to actually become tamed and trained. Let's get started and see how much we progress in day 1. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Birthiness. So, again, you saw everything was good spacing. And so, let's see how much we can progress in day 1. It's okay, boy. It's okay. Step up. Come on. It's not very good. His stress is up. Step up. Good boy. I'll put him back directly. So he knows that my hand or the place that takes him back to his safe place that takes you to your destination. Step up, boy. Good boy. Step up. Good boy. Step up. Good boy. Step up. Good boy. Making good progress. Step up. Good boy. Step up. Good boy. Okay, he's still back. It's still fun. Step up, boy. Oh, he actually stepped up a little. Step up. Good boy. Step up. Good boy. Step up. He's distracted by stimulant, and so we're trying to go out back. Step up, Snowflake. Good boy. I've trained him in 2 weeks to step up and do other tricks. So I put Snowflake away so that he won't be distracted. Step up, boy. Step up. Good boy. Step up, boy. Good boy. He's mastering the step up technique. Step up. Good boy. Step up. Good boy. Just saying the command without saying it, he won't jump. He's biting. Now, step up, boy. 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 That's way forward. 2. Being petted. Step up, boy. Good boy. Step up, boy. Good boy. I'll put him back. That's enough being petted. What's the step? Step up. Good boy. You stepped up alone. That's great progress. Day 1. Okay. He's being petted very easily now. Good boy. Good boy. That's great amount of progress. Look at him. Relax. It's okay. Step up, boy. He stepped up easily. He knew that I'm going to take him back to the safe place. And that's very essential to teach your birds. Step up, boy. Good boy. Turn him around so he won't be distracted by other birds behind. Now, second, before I move on to I want to make sure that he can't be petted. Step up, boy. Step up, boy. Holding my hand or my finger through using his beak and stepping up. Good boy. His stress is going down. Come on, it's okay. Good boy. So now he can be petted easily. Step up, boy. Good boy. He didn't even put his mouth or his beak on. He just stepped up. Step up, boy. Good boy. That's actually amazing. Step up, boy. Good boy. Step up, boy. Good boy. It's okay. Step up, boy. Step up, boy. Good boy. He can step up Come on, you're fully good, so you just stare when you put your hands close to them, as if you know you have said, but let us not. Come on, and I was told you've never had that. He's your favorite food, and eat it. Come on, Snowflake. Don't fight so much. That's my hand. Come on. Come on. Come on, boy. Good boy. He's picking his favorite food and putting his neck on my hand, which means that now he's progressing along the being hand set. That's excellent progress. Good penis. As you can see, he's being hand set with a healthy mixture of treats and sweets. Come on. Good boy. Now, step up, boy. Step up, boy. Step up, boy. Step up, boy. Good boy. Step up, boy. Good boy. Now, with a treat. Here's your treat. Keeping it from my hands very easily. Good boy. That's way progress in day one. That's it for today. So step up, finalize, step up. Remember that biting, untrained bird, well, progress in day one. Step up, boy. Big boy. Step up, boy. Good boy. Good boy. Can I touch your beak? Oh, he's not biting me anymore. Good boy. Step up, boy. Good boy. Step up, boy. Good boy. And again. So, you can step up right now. Step up. Oh, he wants to go back. Step up, boy. Step up. You can step up. Step up, boy. He can be petted much better than before at the start. If you remember how he shouted at me. Actually, his tongue at me when I put him. And he can turn around. Turn around, boy. You want to eat? Here he is being hand set. Yes. That is all for today. Stay updated with my other videos where I provide free training tips and techniques that will help you and your bird. Thank you very much. This is my page, Bird Famous, or I should say our page, my page, and the bird's page, and the other client's page. Thank you very much, everyone, and see you soon. Thanks, Snowflake. Step up, Snowflake. Thank you, Snowflake. Step up, Snowflake. Snowflake, shake hands. Thank you, Snowflake, for helping us. Good boy. Shake hands. Good boy. Thanks, Snowflakes. You can then go back, Snowflake. Good boy. Thank you very much, everyone. And see you soon. As we say, your bird, our responsibility. That's Bird Famous. As usual, confident, responsible, and profitable. Hello YouTube, welcome back to birdtamers.inc. It's personal trainer Hani with you today, and I'm going to be speaking about one of the most crucial topics. Topics were repeatedly asked on our channel, and I thought I might as well make a video to answer those questions. Those topics were asked by Emily Shukun, Chilled Host, Amit, and many of our other subscribers. So, there are millions of videos out there about birds and parrots, and you can go ahead and see them. But I'm telling you, what we're gonna say today in this video is one of the personal secrets that I followed and that led me to achieve a well-established bond with my bird or parrot. So you right there, yes you, leave your phone, leave your stuff, look at me here and concentrate about what I'm about to say in this video. I showed you in one of our previous videos how to teach your bird to step up, which is right here. And I showed you in the other video, right here, how to understand the psychological bird leave personal space. But so many trainers, experts, professionals, and worldwide people have been facing so many problems taming their bird. Why? Because look, they were able to teach it to step up. They understood how to teach it to achieve personal space. However, they weren't able to connect those both and be able to bridge the gap between them. And this is what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna follow you through an instructional video to show you exactly how to stop your bird from being stuck. Let's get started with this. Now, if you're looking, what is the first thing that you need to do? First thing, achieve a well-structured bond through positive reinforcement. As a child, when you went to school, did your teacher ever hit you? Did your teacher ever slap you for not knowing the right answer? No. Because think of it, that is negative reinforcement. Will you learn? No. Instead, you will try to take revenge. Same for birds, parrots, dogs, cats. If you aren't able to show them that there's reinforcement and bond and you are parents, will they learn anything? No, they won't. Next, build a bond with your bird. Spending more time and more with your bird. Sit down with your bird, speak to your bird, and tell your bird what you did during the day. Some people think that people are psychic when they do this. Is that true? No. Let me tell you. In the previous video you saw my first bird ever. When I Cody did not eat for 12 hours. And you know, I've tried watching all those millions of videos out there before we even started our channel and tried. You guys ready? Yeah. You ready? Hello bird lovers, welcome back to Bird Tips. My name is Annie. I go by the name of Bird. If you find our channel useful, make sure to subscribe to my journey of taking and training with parents.
Australian bird costs little to keep, is happy in a home environment, and will even try to copy your words over time. If you've just brought home your first budgie, you'll want to ensure it stays healthy and happy. Setting up its own cage. Birds need to have some space to play and stretch the wings. If you care about the well-being, try to find a model which lets the light go through. Try to buy a cage that is wider than it is tall and with a square top. Budgies fly horizontally, not vertically. Rails. Fancy topped cages are simply a waste of space and money. Do not buy a circular cage, as a budgie cannot stretch its wings and fly properly in one. Your budgie must be able to spread its wings and fly. Do not crowd the cage with toys, perches or other budgies. Test a few cages and look for one that you can clean easily. Can your hand enter the cage? Remember that budgies pop every 10 to 15 minutes. You can keep the same cage if you decide to have one more budgie. Try to buy a bigger model if you have more than two. Add a bath. Budgies might poo a lot, but they also like to stay clean. They even like to go underwater for fun. Look at your favorite pet shop for a stable mini bathtub made out of plastic that you can hook to the cage. It must be accessible for the budgie and easy to refill from the outside. Don't fill the bath too much. You don't want the budgie to spill water on the bottom of the cage every time he goes in its bathtub. Budgies will clean themselves if you spray some water onto them. It's not a must for them to have a bird bath. Add a few toys and perches of different thicknesses, shapes and textures. Natural perches are great, especially compared to dual or plastic perch. They also look far better. Make sure that the perch is stable to avoid any injury. There is a great variety of toys. Look out for ladders, bells, balls, etc. They will keep your budgie stimulated. Check that the wood is safe for the bird, such as eucalyptus. Dual perches or plastic perches can cause foot problems due to the lack of foot exercises. Avoid perches and toys made out of prunus trees, as they might contain cyanogenic glycosides. Also avoid oak because if it contains tannins. There are no confirmed bird deaths, but it's always better to be on the safe side. Try to avoid concrete perches, as they are hard on the bird's feet, but if you must use them, position them at the lowest point possible. Don't give the budgie too much toys or perches. 2 or 3 different toys are perfect for one budgie, but you don't want to fill the cage up with unwanted toys so that the bird feels crowded. Budgies should always have toys in their cage for mental stimulation. No toys can cause boredom, which leads to feather plucking. Think about the room. Try to put the bird in a warm room where there is no temperature fluctuation. A light room will keep your bird stimulated and happy. Avoid placing the cage in front of a sunny window or next to an open door. Cold drafts and overexposure to the sun can kill your bird. Taking good care of the budgie. Feed your budgie properly. Budgie food mostly consists of seeds and fresh fruits and vegetables. You can purchase budgie feed from your pet store or grocery store. This will make your bird's diet, but you can also supplement it with other types of food like coriander leaves, greens, etc. Try to introduce pellets in the diet, as well as a seed-only diet can lead to obesity. Never feed your budgie avocado, chocolate, caffeine or alcohol. These are toxic to the bird. Make sure the budgie has enough water dispenser. The bird needs much to drink. Change the water daily to prevent bacterial build-up. Add a cuttlebone. This is a good source of natural calcium. Mineral blocks can also be bought too. Some people may use liquid vitamin supplements, but those will be consumed through the fruits and vegetables. Clean out the budgie's cage once a week. This will unless you are 100% sure that they are safe for birds. Try misting your bird with a fine spray from a misting bottle to keep the bird cool. Create the good environment for sleep. When it's time to sleep, simply throw a light towel and a blanket over the cage. Make sure there is sufficient air ventilation. You don't want to suffocate your new bird. This is also helpful when it's noisy. The blanket will block most sounds. If your budgie is frightened by the dark, add a little night light. Don't let your bird panic. It might fly around the cage and injure itself. Check the towel to make sure your budgies cannot get their claws caught. Don't forget to monitor its health. Take the budgie to the veterinary surgeon at least once a year for a checkup. If your bird acts weirdly or if you spot anything unusual, go to the veterinary surgeon as quickly as you can. Look out for abnormal breathing, discharge from the eyes at the beak, mucus on the feather, abnormal behavior and a loss of weight. If any of these symptoms occurs, call the veterinary surgeon immediately. Settling in. Make sure that the budgie is comfortable on at its new home. Give it some time to get used to its new surroundings, about 3 or 4 days at least. Never rush your budgie. It will adapt on its own. Stay close to the cage. Talk to it sweetly and quietly as you wait for it to adjust, but do not try to handle it. It will get used to you in the course of a few days or weeks. Avoid loud noises and screams. Your budgie is likely to be stressed by this new environment. Name your budgie. Say it often, especially when you feed it, so that it gets used to its new name. Introduce your household progressively. Your budgie might be overwhelmed if there are too many people around. Bring your family members once at a time and make them repeat its name. Let your household feed the bird to gain its trust. Be careful if you have another pet, especially a cat. Cats are natural predators and they are likely to find your budgie suitable for the next meal. Check that your children treat the bird with respect. Little children can get overexcited when they have a new pet. Always make sure to be in the room when they look at the bird. Don't let them hit the cage or try to grab the budgie. Seek to win the budgie's trust. Put your hand in the cage after a few days. Just place it there and don't move it for some time. Repeat this for some days to allow your budgie to get used to you. When the budgie seems okay with your hand, place your finger inside the cage. Then push it slightly against your budgie's chest. This will encourage it to climb on your finger. Do this for some days. Feed your budgie from your finger. Dip your finger in water and put some millet grains on it. The water will make the millet grains to stick on your finger. Place your finger near the budgie's mouth and it will eat them if it's grown used to you. After doing this a few times, hold the budgie gently in your hand. Do this briefly at first, then extend the time. Don't handle the budgie too much during its first 2 to 3 weeks. Eventually, as it becomes used to its new environment, start interacting with it more and more, and eventually it will know you are a friend and not a predator. If you rush things, the budgie may start being a little anxious and afraid. This will cause it to fail to bond with you. Always treat your budgie with love and kindness. Remember that the bird is fragile given the strength of a human hand and therefore requires that you handle it with care. Always remember to teach people new to birds how to handle and properly play with this delicate little creature. Never kiss your budgie. Human saliva is toxic to budgies and they might carry easily transmittable diseases. Keeping your budgie stimulated weighs the pros and cons of a mirror. Adding a mirror in the cage of your budgie can keep the bird entertained 4 hours. They love to look and talk at the reflection, but be aware that there are debates about potential psychological damages. Instead of a mirror, consider a second bird. Budgies love company and will probably welcome a new friend. A mirror will most certainly with male, often also with female budgies lead to crop infections come from a real mate. If you decide to install a mirror, make sure that it's fixed to the cage and doesn't present a risk to your bird. Talk and play to the budgie often. Your bird will love the interaction in the games and is likely to become very chatty. Move your finger in front of it if it is shaking its head in the same direction. It means that it loves to play and is very active. Let the budgie fly in a row. Once the bird is at ease with you and its environment, you can let it fly in a row with all of the windows and doors closed. To call it back, switch off all the lights and the curtain of one window open, but remember the window must be closed. The budgie will be attracted towards the light. Hold it gently and put it back inside the cage. Make sure that the bird is safe. Put the cat away and look out for potential escape routes.
Sides of their heads, which is common in prey animals. Because humans' eyes are positioned on the front of the head, looking directly at a budgie signals to him that you are a predator. You definitely don't want him to see you this way. Place your hand on the outside of the cage and talk to your budgie in soothing tones. In this way, they will be able to see your hand as non-threatening. Your soothing voice will help to reduce their anxiety. Give the budgie about a week to become comfortable with your hand being outside the cage. fascinating pets. They have been charming people for years with their playful personalities, gorgeous coloring, intelligence, and sociability. But Jerrigars are affordable pets, and they are easy to care for as well. People have been breeding Jerrigars for decades to develop exciting new color variations and markings. If you're thinking about adopting one, you can take your pick from more than 100 different variations. A brief history of the budgies. Jerrigars have ancestors that stretch back for millennia. In fact, these birds first appeared on Earth long before humans. They are native to Australia, and the first humans who came into contact with them were most likely the Aborigines of that land. The first recorded description of the Jerrigar was made in 1805 by an English zoologist and botanist named George Shaw. The first Jerrigar was brought to Europe by an English ornithologist named John Gould in 1840, and the first captive breeding began just a decade later during the 1870s. Until 1870, a wide variety of variations followed. The Jerrigar's popularity as a household pet dramatically during the 20th century, and the bird continues to be a popular pet today. How to take care of a budgie parakeet. Once you brought home your first budgie, you will want to ensure that it's healthy and happy. Buy a big cage. Birds need to have some space to play and stretch. If you care about their well-being, get a model which lets the light go through. Buy a cage that is is tall and with a square top. Budgies fly horizontally, not vertically like fancy-topped cages, waste of space and money. A circular cage cannot stretch its wings properly in one. Your budgie must be able to spread its wings. Do not crowd the cage with toys, perches, or other budgies. Test a few cages and look for one that you can clean easily. Can your hand enter the cage easily? Remember that every 10 to 15 minutes. Keep the same cage if you decide to have one more budgie. Try to buy a bigger model if you have more than two. Add a bath. Budgies might poo a lot, but they also like to stay clean. Like to go for fun. Look at your favorite pet shop for a stable tub made out of plastic that you can hook to the cage. It must be accessible for the budgie and easy to refill from the outside. Don't fill the bath too much. You don't want the budgie to spill water on the bottom of the cage every time he goes in the bathtub. Budgies will clean themselves if you spray some water onto them. It's not a must for them to have a bird bath. Add a few toys and perches of different thicknesses, shapes, and textures. Natural perches are great, especially dowel or plastic perches. They also look far better. Ensure that the perch is stable without any injury. A great variety of toys. Look out for ladders, bells, balls, etc. They will keep your budgie stimulated. It is safe for the bird as eucalyptus. Dowel perches or plastic perches cause foot problems due to the lack of foot exercises. so. If your bird acts weirdly, or if you spot anything unusual, go to the veterinarian as quickly as you can. Look out for abnormal breathing, discharge from the eyes or the beak, mucus on the feather, abnormal behavior, and a loss of weight. If any of these symptoms occurs, call the veterinarian immediately. Name your budgie. Say it often, especially when you feed it, so that it gets used to its new name. Introduce your household progressively. Your budgie might be overwhelmed if there are too many people around. Bring your family members one at a time and make them repeat its name. Let your household feed the bird to gain its trust. Be careful if you have another pet, especially a cat. Cats are natural predators, and they are likely to find your budgie suitable for their next meal. Little children can get overexcited when they have a new pet. Always make sure to be in the room when they look at the bird. Don't let them hit the cage or try to grab the budgie. Feed your budgie from your finger. Dip your finger in water and put some millet grains on it. Water will make the millet grains stick to your finger. Place your finger near the budgie's mouth and it will eat them if it has grown used to you. Always treat your budgie with love and kindness. Remember that the bird is fragile given the strength of a human hand and therefore requires that you handle it with care. Always remember to teach people new to birds how to handle and properly play with this delicate little creature. Never kiss your budgie. Human saliva is toxic to budgies, and they might carry easily transmittable diseases. Weigh the pros and cons of a mirror. Adding a mirror in the cage of your budgie will keep the bird entertained for hours. Look and talk at their reflection, but be aware that there are debates about potential psychological damages. Instead of a mirror, consider a second bird. Budgies love company and will probably welcome a new friend. A mirror will most certainly with male and also with female budgies lead to crop infections as parakeets regurgitate to feed their mates. A mirror, the feeding bird itself, will not provide the needed feedback that has to come from a real mate. If you decide to install a mirror, make sure it fits into the cage and present a risk to your bird. Talk and play to your budgie often. Your budgie will love the interaction and the games, and it is very chatty. Move your finger in front of it. If it is shaking its head in the same way, it means that it loves to play and is very active. Fly in a room. Once the bird is at ease with you and its environment, you can let it fly in a room with all of the windows and doors closed. Call it back, switch off all the lights and the curtain of one window open. But remember, the window must be closed. The budgie will be attracted towards the light. Hold it gently and put it back inside the cage. Make sure that the bird is safe. Put the cat away and look out for potential escape routes. Every budgie owner wants their pet, more commonly known as the parakeet, to have the best life possible. A healthy diet is the best way to keep the budgie happy and alive. A nutritionally balanced diet will make sure he gets the proper nutrients he needs every day. Improper feeding can lead to nutritional imbalance and, in extreme cases, death. Choosing the right foods. Try source of protein. Adds a little variety to his diet, which is always a good thing. It's not absolutely necessary or required for your budgie to live a happy life, but it can be good for him. Make sure you limit these special treats, however. You should never feed him more than 1/2 teaspoon. Feeding your budgie correctly. Keep it fresh and varied. Budgie should have many different options to eat I'd say about 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening. Just put your hand to make sure that your head is for the birds. What we is you see the baby as a comfort for 7 days because that's what happens. Then we're going to try to make the whole bird room the comfort. Then we're going to try to make your hand and the cage and the bird room the comfort. And slowly And as you can see, they're so obedient, they're super sweet, and they're wonderful. So how do you do that? How can you sort of make them and get tamed and trained together? The first thing you want to start with is make sure that you start, if you have, whether you have 1, 2, or 10 budgies, you want to make sure, or lovebirds, you want to make sure that you're taming and training them individually. So you're going to start the taming and training process where you're going to take, let's say, one of the birds, step up, good, and you're going to have to put each bird in a separate cage. And the reason being is that when you first introduce two birds, or even you had one, let's say, budgie, and then you introduce a new budgie a year later, or maybe you had 5 budgies and you introduce a new lovebird to them, you want to make sure that each one is conditioned to the environment, conditioned to bird training, and tamed and trained individually with sort of a soul bond to build. So when I want to train him, I'm going to go ahead and tame and train him very individually, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to go train them together, and that's the start of the process. So you get 2 cages, okay, and you start, you basically have them in different cages until they have passed the beginner bird training and they're just getting into intermediate bird training. Let me explain. So you first get your make sure that you separate the birds in different cages, and you have to do that at first. And the reason being is that you want to build a one-on-one interaction. So you separate them and you start bird training. What you're going to do is that you're going to train each bird individually in different rooms, and you're going to train them each step by step. So you're going to start by familiarizing with the environment, then you're going to start familiarizing them with your vocalization and tone, then you're going to start familiarizing them with your hands, then you're going to go to step up, then you're going to go to shouldering, then you're going to continue the process that I talked about at the top of the screen. I'm going to leave the video how to tame and train your parakeet in the easiest way. So you'll follow all those steps, but on each bird individually. You don't have to do them on different days. So you go and train, let's say, one of the birds from, let's say, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. and then you go train the other bird from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. So you train them at the same time. They're progressing at the same time. And this is the mistake, by the way, that many people do. What they do is that they go and they train one bird, and then they forget about the other bird, and then they struggle with the other bird. And the first bird who's trained sees the other bird not listening and not being compliant to training, and so the first bird flies away because it just doesn't want to listen. And that's what I love to do. I like to train them individually, build a bond individually in different rooms where they cannot see each other, because I don't want any influence, any external influence from any other bird to affect the bird that I am training, I'm currently training. So if I'm training him in this room, right, and I go ahead and I'm training him in this room, and I'm training him in another room, I want to make sure that I am training them at the same pace. So let's say one of them already got used to my hand, but the other is still struggling. I still continue with both getting them used to my hand. Let's say one of them already passed the step-up technique, and the other still is not going near my hand. What I'm going to do in that case is I'm going to keep working on both until both have passed being able to step up. Now, once both of them are able to step up, here is the part where you can start training them together. Once each of them has passed the step up technique, and they can now actually, step up. Step up. What are you doing? Are you cleaning your nail on me? So once both of them have passed the step up, and they are both sort of compliant to the point of this, where I can move my hand, I can talk loud, I can do whatever I want